How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel in another video. In my previous video, it was pretty well received. I got a bunch of comments. I asked, what do you guys want to see me do next? Nancy G came through with, she wanted to see a wrecked ring pour, and Stimson Racing was talking about a wrecked ring pour with the color red. So I already enjoy doing wrecked ring pours, and I love the color red. If you have been part of this channel for any amount of time, I'm always doing something with red or talking about it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm also going to be batching a couple of the videos today. I know Doris from DF Designs wants to see a string pull. So that will be not this video, but the next video. So today we're doing a wrecked ring pull. I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree comb to do the wrecked part. And it's with all reds. Alright, so this is Artist Loft Deep Red, Liquitex Basics, Quinacridone Magenta. This is Liquitex Basics Alizarin Crimson Hue Permanent. Basics Cadmium Red Medium Hue. Basics Medium Magenta. And then Artist Loft Light Magenta. So all kinds of reds. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to start layering the cup. I'm going to speed through it so you guys don't have to watch me do that real slow. And we're going to get into the pour. Alright, so I have already put my base coat down on the canvas. I'm just using a Flow Acrylic White as the base coat. And we're going to start doing our pour. Now, because of the way the cup is layered, I'm not going to pour through these because that's going to help mix more. And I'm just going to do a straight pour through the side of the cup where there's no paint. And these lines are kind of coinciding to get a nice little effect. I'm not going to swirl it, I'm just going to slowly drip. So I hope everybody's days are going very well today. It's actually starting to warm up here where I'm at, so I'm quite happy about that. Kind of hoping summer is actually here to stay. But here in North Carolina, you know, we'll get days where it's 85 for a couple days and then it drops back down into the 40s. Kind of crazy, but I guess it is what it is. So what are you guys doing to keep busy during this time? I've been working on my bike in the garage, been trying to do little odd things here around the house. You know, maintaining social distancing, but still trying to get out and reconnect with some friends that maybe I've, not spent as much time with that I would like to, bring back into my life. Because priorities change sometimes. And that's kind of what I've been doing. This paint is doing some really interesting stuff right now. It's not being a steady stream like I'm used to. Maybe I need it to be thicker. And if my hand's shaking, guys, it's because I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning. And yeah, the caffeine is really getting to me, so. But yeah, the last video had a whole bunch of engagement. I really appreciate you guys coming out watching these videos. I love doing this art form. And if I can make somebody's day a little bit better just with some casual conversation and, doing something that we all enjoy, then that's great. That's wonderful. That makes me happy. So all the bigger stores around here right now, like the Walmarts, the Food Lions, all that stuff, they're all roped off like it's some kind of crime scene. with carts and caution tape blocking entrances and stuff, and they've got like counters making sure that not too many people are in the store at one time. Then if you do go in the store to get something, you can't just go get, you can't go straight to the aisle that you want to go to. You have to follow their route just to avoid, walking too close to other people, and I think it's a good idea. It does make things take a little longer than they need to take, but it's not a bad idea. But lately I've been doing things that I haven't done in a while, just because, I don't know. I've been going out to, some parks and lakes in the area, just, spending time with me, reconnecting with things that I used to really love to do. And it's really been nice. It's been nice to be able to get out of my head, get out of this house, and go, just do things that I really love doing, just for me. And now is, oh no, that was a big drip right there. And now is like a perfect time to do it. 'Cause, I mean, you got nothing else to do, really. Oh man. I think some of these paints weren't exactly mixed to the proper consistency. That, or I'd probably let the stream freaking, whoa, I just cursed. Oops. I just let the stream get too thin, so. Alright, so we're going to try to let this taper off just a little bit. I know we have enough paint now to cover the canvas, but I might take it all the way to the end of the cup. I don't know. But yeah, as soon as I saw that comment for wrecked ring pour with reds, sold. You got it. I do need to do another string pull though. Doris was right. So I think my last couple string pulls, they didn't come out quite like I wanted. Alright, so let's see if I can manage to stop it. Well, that's always my weakness, is stopping it right before it, trying to, control that very last drip of the ring pour. So right now I'm just slowly trying to stretch it. I do have some bubbles in it that I'm going to have to pop, so that is going to form some cells. I think I'm going to do the wrecked part before I stretch it all the way out. But those lines and striations in this right now are gorgeous. I love them. And all those different reds and magentas playing off each other just look beautiful together. So, try to get some of those surface bubbles popped. I don't want to put too much heat on it. I'm not trying to burn the paint. Alright, and then we're going to take our Dollar Tree comb and do a comb swipe with it. So I think I'm going to go from one end through, so it's going to drag some of that white through and then trail the red off on the other side. Although depending on how I stretch it, if I take it all off the canvas, you might only see the white coming across. Or depending on how I stretch it, I guess. So first I'm going to go straight through the middle in kind of a round arc. Oh, that looks cool. I like that. I want to clean this off because I don't want to be dragging a whole bunch of different colors through. And then probably the same, but I'll start, I'm not sure exactly where I want to start yet. I might do a similar pattern and then take this 3-ring and go straight up with it, and then that'll be the composition. I won't mess with it further after that. Alright, here we go. Wow, that's really cool how it makes those little arcs in there. This is going to be pretty when it gets stretched out. I'm assuming, well, I mean, I know it's not going to stay completely symmetrical like it is right now, but maybe I'll take this. You know what? instead of these straight arcs, I'm gonna kind of make waves in it like that. That looks really cool. Alright, so now I'm going to take it and I'm going to stretch it and we'll see what we get. I think it's going to look really dope. Really nice. So I'm going to continue to do this round stretch because I want to maintain these lines to a certain extent. I'm not ready to take the color off because once the color starts coming off, then that color pretty much sticks there and it skews everything else. So right now I'm just working my way around, stretching it, trying to keep the majority of this color from traveling off the edge for now. Yeah, those arcs are turning into like very small, wispy little trails. That looks really cool. I just put my elbow in a whole bunch of paint. Alright, so now since one side started traveling over the edge, I'm going to let this corner travel off and then bring it back to the center so we can get some of them lines stretched. We'll bring it back into the middle. This looks so cool. Alright, and then we'll stretch out these lines even further. Now since there's still a whole bunch of small lines up here, I'm letting it come over to this side and then I'll stretch it further that way so those lines can open up. So I'm going to let this side come off. Let this corner kind of travel off the edge just a little. I did a drip, so I might let it travel a little bit more than I initially wanted, and that's okay. And then we can bring it back. Actually, I don't mind that little spot of white right there. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how these lines are all opening up. It's almost like several tiny little ring pores within the whole abstract looking color palette right there. It looks really nifty. So I'm going to maintain that white corner over there because I kind of like the way those lines are interacting with the white. So I like some negative space, and there's a little bit of negative space here. That drip kind of gives the effect that there's some negative space there, so I'm going to leave that. And then I'm going to see what I can get it to do coming down to this corner. I think for once I actually used the proper amount of paint, which is interesting. I'm happy about it. So we're just opening up these lines right here. And I'm going to let all this red on the corner travel off, just because I don't want negative space up here. Alright. Well, that ended up really interesting looking. I'm going to bring you guys down for a close-up so you can see all these tiny little striations that I'm talking about. And all these tiny little lines. And that negative space up there. Came out so pretty. I love how that white trail through there got really wispy.